Hey, welcome. Today we have Maggie with us. How are you doing, Maggie?
I'm doing wonderful. How are you?
I'm really good. It's very, very hot in the UK. We have no air conditioning. It's been super hot the last week or so, and our houses are like saunas. But tomorrow it should rain, so we're very, very glad. What about you? You're in Texas, right?
I'm in Virginia.
Oh, you're in Virginia. Is that where they that True Blood show was filmed?
It was like the Vampire Diaries, True Blood. Yeah.
It's kind of quite a like
Yeah,
a mythical place. I find Virginia is.
it is. Very mystical. It's beautiful here. A lot of mountains, a lot of waterfalls, a lot of water.
And
But
it's
it's gorgeous. It is.
and it's very fitting because you are classify. Do you class yourself as a psychic, tarot reader, or a medium? Like, well, how do you classify yourself?
I classify myself as an intuitive empath, psychic. That's how I class myself because I have just the caring part and the intuitive part. So I put it together and it's psychic, intuitive, empath. That's what I call myself.
And let's delve deeper into your gifts. So, have you always had them, or did you get them after you met your twin flame? Because you're a twin flame in union, right?
I am. Yes, I am. It's been a journey. So when I was little, I had imaginary friends. And I knew there was something special about me because growing up, I would always have vivid dreams. I would always have like inner and outer body experiences, but you can't tell people that here because they'll think you're crazy. No, I'm just kidding. But anyway, yeah, that's how I knew I had something special. And then I started predicting things before they happened and started seeing things before they happened. And it was really scary at first. But then I knew. I knew I had psychic gifts. I was like, okay, spirits is always here, but I always seen 1111 in numbers when I was little. And then when I met my twin flame, I become more spiritual. And now that we are in union and happy, which we'll talk about, I have got more psychically inclined and I'm just blessed with gifts. I am actually opening up to mediumship now too. So it's just a whole new world for me.
So, we'll talk more about the things you do, and you're going to do a mini reading at the end for all twin flames watching.
Yes,
But
I will.
just to kind of like get the definitions for people who don't know what is a medium, what is a psychic, what is a tarot reader, what is it that you actually do? Are you able to like just give it descriptions?
Yeah, so I do general reads, I do tarot reads, I do a lot of different reads, depending on what my clients want. But a description of tarot readings to me is connecting spiritually. I know a lot of people have a lot of different perspectives on tarot readings. Some people don't believe in it, some people do, some people think it's just awful, some people think it's amazing. But to me, it's about guidance and it's about what spirits show you. So spirits talk through your mind, you got to listen. And when you're doing that reading, your spirits will guide you. And it just comes out. It comes out like you just know, So
Do you
you
think
know what to say.
do you think everyone has the ability to do this, or only
I do.
they do?
Yes, I do.
And
I feel we all are born with spiritual gifts. It's just finding that balance and that nature with it. If you don't believe, you're not going to be able to open up spiritually. When you believe, you will open up to a whole new world. This has changed my life. I mean, in ways I never thought it would, but it's a blessing because you always have spirits on your side. I even wear like the spiritual necklaces and crystals and evil eyes. Like, I am more in tune with it now than I've ever been in my entire life of being a empathic psychic.
because I think like the issue that some of us have is that we're unable to connect to our guidance, our intuition, higher self, or whatever it is, because we're so much in our head. Perhaps we're so anxious, so down, especially on this journey, that we look outside to get the answers when they're always inside, aren't they? But it's difficult, it's challenging. So when you work with
It
your
is.
clients, you work with a lot of clients. You have a huge following on TikTok. How do you
I do.
how do you ground yourself? How do you like seal up your energy so that you're not depleted, so that people are not like draining you? What do you do for that?
A lot of water, a lot of H2O. But no, I just meditate a lot, because I do go live a lot and I do have several clients on a daily basis that comes to me wanting readings. It's back to back. So what I do before reading in the mornings, I have a routine. I meditate, I pray, I connect, and I also use Palo Santo or sage. And I cleanse and I make sure, my windows are open and I'm just balancing myself to ground myself to be protected throughout the day. So I know a lot of people say you got to cleanse after every reading. Everybody's different. I tap and blow. I blow my energy in because I'm positive. I'm a very positive spiritual person. So negativity ain't my thing, and I just balance myself. That's what I do.
And that's how we kind of met. Initially, I saw your TikToks and I thought you were always on point. And I thought I have to have a reading with Maggie. And at the time we had the reading, I was not grounded. I was kind of insane with my whole journey because I had a
It's okay.
real tough twin flame in his shadow. And I felt like he was so positive, so reassuring, so grounded, and so kind. And you gave more than the value that you went out of your way. And I do recommend that obviously we're going to do a reading at the end and we're going to talk about all the links and how people can get in touch with you. But your guidance and your accuracy is so useful for us who are still developing our intuition and still haven't got grounded. Because when you initially get into your twin flame journey, oftentimes it's like an explosion that just hits you, and then
It is.
you
Yes.
lose the
I,
ground beneath your feet. Yeah.
you're doing amazing. You are. I'm so proud of you. From the first time we met until now, you're just glowing. And I'm proud of you for putting in the work because a lot of people, and no offense, don't understand how they have to put in the work to come into union with your person.
I mean, I've been on this journey. It's going to be a year next month, so I've been 11 months. But I didn't initially know that I was a twin flame until January this year. I just thought it was some weird connection. But as soon as I figured it
Hmm.
out, I have put a lot of time, money, effort, result. It's like a full time career for me working on myself, and it's
It
been
is.
useful. It's been useful because I'm seeing the changes in myself and my twin. So yeah, let's talk about your journey. Enough about me. Let's talk about your twin flame journey. How did you meet? When did it happen? How did you know this that he was your
Okay.
yeah?
It's an interesting story because, I was 18 when I met my twin flame. All right. And I had trouble, even as a psychic intuitive, identifying my twin flame or soulmate and karmic. But now I've identified it because I have spiritually awoken and I'm just so grounded. And I just know, you just know, you have a feeling in your heart, you know who your person is. So when I was 18 years old, I met my husband of two times. We've been married twice. And there was a big age gap between us. And, I feel like some twin flames can be around the same age gap. Some can be in, a little bit older, a little bit younger. It really necessarily doesn't, matter about age. But when I met him, I just knew there was something special about us. I knew from the time I looked in his eyes, from the time, you know, I just knew I couldn't it was a feeling I couldn't explain. Like I would get chills, I would get butterfly feelings, I would get sick. Like I could feel when he was sick. I could feel, so much energy. So I knew we had something special. So that's how we met. We met when I was 18.
Well, where
He
did
was
you meet?
20.
Did you meet
Yeah.
online or you met at the
No,
time?
we knew each other through mutual friends and family. We did. He actually is a country boy. He is so pretty. His nickname is Pretty Boy, as a matter of fact.
I would assume
But
he's pretty because you're very pretty too.
well,
So
you are gorgeous. You are. You intimidate me a little
oh,
bit
really?
because you're so pretty. You're perfect.
My twin flame is also extremely attractive. So yeah,
Yes, he is. I agree. I could not agree more.
but the
But
thing is,
anyway,
sometimes the more attractive your twin flame, the more problems it comes with at times. But anyway,
yes, I agree. But it is an attractiveness that is part of your journey. You know because of the sexual chemistry that you have with this person. You know because of the energy. You just know. And he worked on the strip mines. I was actually at the time working as a PCA, which is a personal care aide. I've always had like this you know, nurse inside of me because I'm empathic, but that's what I was doing was going to houses and taking care of people. And we were together about 4 years, and it wasn't the divine timing we needed at the time. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about that because you were interested in knowing. We met when I was 18. He was 29. All right, we were together 4 years. We got married when I was 21, and we got divorced when I was 22. And here's what's so magical about our connection, and I might cry a little bit. We um we left on good terms. You wouldn't think a husband and wife would leave on good terms, but we cried together because we loved each other so much that we did not want to leave each other. We were best friends, you know?
And was it,
It killed me.
if you don't mind me asking, was it the challenges of the mirroring that was happening between you two that was the problem?
It was. It was the age, me being young and him being, freshly out of something else. He was married before he was married to me. And I have a very special relationship too with his ex wife. And that's always important because we have kids together too. I just wanted to throw that out there so people can know like twin flames can be, going out of a marriage and getting divorced. And that's kind of like our situation and what happened with us. So he was just divorced and then we met and we just hit it off so strongly. We got married and then we divorced. And when we left each other, that's when the work began. He was seeing other people and I could not stay here. So I moved. I moved 6 hours away. And that happens. You go your separate ways because I feel like God, and yeah, we're very spiritual. He believes in God. I believe in God. But I feel like you take those different paths because you have to grow up and you have to learn your lessons. And we still hadn't learned our lessons when we were married the first time, if that makes sense. He
Yes.
was still just learning about himself. I was learning about myself. And even though it hurt, I cried every day when I moved. Even though it hurt, we went our separate ways. And
Did you keep in contact?
we won't, huh?
Did you stay in contact during your separation?
We did not. And that's what a lot of people don't understand. We talked maybe, I want to say, out of the 4 years I was living 6 hours away, we talked maybe twice. But it was for the best at the time. And I know that's hard for people to hear because we're so, we get fixated on wanting them to talk to us. And what some don't understand is you have to have that dividance because you have to heal. And a lot of people don't understand you got to put in the work to heal. So when we divided, we never spoke but twice the whole time I lived there. Yeah, it was hard. It was. But I got remarried and, he was with somebody else. And this is what's touching about our story. And I'll tell you exactly what brought us so much closer together. We'll get there. But when I got remarried, I was with that specific person, for a few years. We divorced, but we also left, on decent terms. And we moved on from each other, which we were friends growing up too, so you never know who you're going to wind up with. That's the thing. But I kind of like visualized my life in front of me and already knew. So Philip actually got with someone else and they had a baby together. Now, here's what's interesting. They had a baby together, and I was getting ready to move back home because I just got out of that divorce. And when I moved back home, he contacted me. He had seen me out. Something told me to just text his number, and I texted his number. And then from that point on, he had just got out of his relationship with the girl that he had the baby with, and we got back together.
After 4 years.
So
After 4 years.
after 4 years, it was the most crucial 4 years of my life. That's when I went through a lot of shadow work.
Yeah, you talked about like the healing that you did. You talked about that both of you believe in God. Did he believe in God before he met you as well?
I think he had his suspicions. I think he's always believed there were a higher power, but he never really was in tune with me until now.
Yeah, let's talk about the healing then. What did you do during those 4 years? What did he do? What did you do? How did you make it work?
Okay, so during the time we were separated, like I said, we were both in other relationships, but you can still heal. You're growing every day. I just become more independent. I did. I become more independent and I become more into my own. And what I mean by that is just more my authentic self. And I feel like he had to learn lessons with karmic energies. So I feel like we both were in a different, let's see how to word this. We were both in different relationships, but it was lessons for us, right? And we respect those relationships. But at the same time, we put in the work by the non communication. We put in the work by healing ourselves as meditating, grounding our energy, and just becoming who we are. Because a lot of people don't understand in a twin flame journey, you got to become your higher self, your higher version. What does that version look like? How does it make you feel? I was so insecure about myself. And now I know I'm beautiful. I know I'm loved. I know I'm protected. I know I'm attractive. I know all these things because I've healed from them. And a lot of it was my insecurities. And I feel like he did too. So we both just done our shadow work.
You
And
mentioned,
what's interesting, he done more of his shadow work now that we're together, if that makes sense. It's wild that he did.
sorry, say that last point again. I didn't quite.
Okay, so he put in a lot more of his shadow work in this relationship now.
After you got
We
together.
both have. We both growed spiritually together this time being married. So,
And you mentioned grounding yourself. What does that mean? How do people do that?
to me, it means not letting negative thoughts get the best of you and just being strong and compassionate to others. Because the more care and the more compassionate you are to other people, you're healing yourself. You're grounding your energy. You're becoming who you're meant to become.
And you said that you did shadow work. And what was that? You said, you didn't. Were you codependent? You didn't feel that attractive. How did you counteract those belief systems? Did you do any like courses, or did you go to
I
any
did. So,
healers?
I kept a journal and I also talked to a counselor, believe it or not. And that helped me tremendously. When you have someone else to talk to and release and to get the input and the advice back, it helps you so much. It really does.
And you
So
said
that's what I did. And I write, I just script. I still am working on myself. I think we all do. I think in all reality, we all are healing every day. I think it never ends. I think we're learning and growing every day. So I still script, I still write down things.
and you mentioned that your psychic abilities increased after you met your twin flame. Was that when you were 18 or when you got back together?
No, when I was 18, we knew we had something special, but when we got back together, they enhanced big time. We started finishing each other's sentences. We started, thinking alike. He could think of something, and I would already know he's thinking about it. So we were just connected telepathically. We were connected just visually. It's like right now I can feel like he's going to text me any minute. I know he is. So it's just that feeling. You just know.
And then what challenges or learnings have you had throughout your time, even when you're with him or without him? Like, because you said the journey is continually like healing yourself and working on yourself. Like, do you still face these challenges today? And what have you learned?
Okay, what I've learned is, and what we've learned together, and I wish he was here, so he could tell you for himself. Maybe we can do something like that later. But what I've learned the most is you have to respect each other. That's the main thing. And the first time we were together, we knew there was a magical spark, but the intensity and the gravity pull towards each other, you can't let like the sexual stuff get in the way of your relationship too. You have to put in a lot of work in your relationship. And we have kids, so we are we have to balance our time together. But most importantly, I've become more psychically inclined with him, and he has become more psychic with me. We know everything about each other.
So
You
does he
know,
do spiritual work as well? Or he does other
he
work?
does.
Oh, he does.
Okay, I'm going to tell you something, and this is, you're going to be like, whoa. I don't feel like he believed in it as much until now. He has seen the angel numbers. He has seen me talk to millions of people across the world. I'm about to cry, I'm sorry. And he's seen me grow. He's seen me go through challenges in my life. And he's just seen me blossom and turn into like this social butterfly. And I think it's gave him a lot of confidence too,
So from
honestly.
so it's taken him this long to start seeing the signs and the
It
synchronicities.
has. It's took almost, well, on our journey, and everybody's different. It's took us almost, let's see, 2017, 16 years.
But did you start seeing the signs and synchronicities early on?
I did.
Yeah.
I've always seen them. They've always been there. Even before me and him got together, I was always dabbling into magic. Like, I always thought that I had some gifts about me, and I'm a healer too. So it's like I felt like I could touch people and just heal them,
And did they
because I'm
get?
just so
Did the
caring.
signs get more after you met him?
Do what now? I'm sorry.
Did the signs get more? Did you get more signs
Oh yeah,
after you
honey.
met him?
Listen, they're there every day. I write every sign down that I see on a daily basis, and I write the meaning of that sign. And now the biggest number we see together is 424, and 424 was the first time we got married. That was the day we got married on.
So I want to talk about that. So what's the most important thing that got you into union?
I feel like it was our spirits and our souls gravitating towards each other. I think that at that point, we both craved each other and missed each other so much that our spirits just brought us back together. When you believe in somebody you love, you don't give up on them, but you work hard on yourself because you're more attractive when you work on yourself. You're more easy to open up to the universe when you're not thinking so much about them. And I think that we both just we didn't let each other go, but the thought of each other we did, if that makes sense.
Did
We
you
had to.
did you have faith in him to heal as well whilst you were in separation?
Do what now?
Did you have faith that he would heal, that he would get better as well during your
Oh
separation?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We both learned lessons. And it's amazing to see how far we've came today. I mean, people just love us. They just see us as you all are meant to be together.
Because I find like with a lot of divine feminines, they don't have that faith or trust that their masculine will wake up
That's true.
and will return, and they see them doing whatever they're doing, their madness, and they just think that why. And so having that faith in your man and trust in your twin flame is imperative.
You
Um,
have to have it.
and let's talk about
Trust.
mirroring. So mirroring was the reason why you said had separation. Mirroring is the biggest thing in twin flames, and it carries on, I hear, after union. So how do you deal with mirroring?
I just deal with it the best way I can. So I'm going to give you an example. I don't open up too much about my personal life, but I think the world needs to hear this. When you mirror somebody, okay, so let me give you an example. I had my thyroid took out 7 years ago. Now he is getting ready to have his thyroid either taken out or his parathyroid glands taken out. That's your mirror. I feel like you all are the same soul, but you go through work, they go through work, and then you meet in the middle. So everything that's happened to me has happened to him. It's amazing, but it's wild too because it's scary. It really is. But the mirror in front of you is your soul. You just know it. You're looking at yourself, but you're looking at a higher version of yourself. That's what mirroring is to me.
And
They better you. Your twin flame will better you.
does your twin flame usually have a delay in their mirroring, or do they
They
mirror?
do. Oh yeah. Philip has done more of his work now. That's what I'm saying. Like in between our split up, I felt like once I got out of the divorce with my ex, I feel like I started my work. And I feel like when we come into union, that's when it all happened because I got pregnant with our daughter. And we've been through so much emotional stuff together. My son has actually lost his mom. It was tragic. And I feel like it was like she was meant to carry him, but I was meant to raise him. It's sad. We'll get into that another time. But I feel like God just brings these people into your life for a reason. But not only did I gain a daughter, I gained a son too. And it's just amazing how far we've came. It's so hard to explain everything in one session here, but I can tell you your twin flame is your person that ignites your soul and that loves you unconditionally, but they have to learn valuable lessons first. They have to heal a part of their self that's just wild, that's immature, that you grow by your twin flame, is what I'm trying to say. You grow every day. You learn something new every day about them.
And so, some people watching might be thinking that, oh, I'm married, or I have a child, I'm a single parent. But what we've heard from you today, and what I've read a lot as well, is your twin flame will always accept you and your children because they see
They
you
do.
as part of themselves, right?
They do. Yes. Your twin flame will accept you for who you are because they love you unconditionally. And sometimes I know it's so hard to figure out, but sometimes twin flames have to go into a separation before they can reunite. And it can take years. It can take a lot of grounding your energy. But I can tell you this, the more positive you are, the more you affirmate, the more you connect to your twin flame, and the more you heal yourself and become positive, that's when you'll start seeing a lot of things happening. Manifestation is the biggest part of a twin flame journey. I cannot preach that enough. The reason I say that is because you speak out what you need to speak out and it comes true, right? So that would be like me saying, oh, I fear my twin flame will never come back to me. Well, you're putting a blockage there. If you say, oh, I know that's my twin flame and we have this beautiful life together and we're living in that, you have to kind of be delusional a little bit, but what you speak out to the universe is what you get back. It really is.
I mean,
So,
I wear a wedding ring because
right.
I'm manifesting my wedding. And today I was actually visualizing my children. And I always see my children actually with my twin flame because his 5D self seems to stalk me. But anyway, I want to talk about like the divine feminine. Do you feel like the divine feminine leads the connection and then the divine masculine just follows the lead?
I do. I think there's a chaser and a runner, and I feel it can be either or. The masculine can start running, or the feminine can start running. But I want to express something. Masculine and feminine does not have to be a gender. It can be your emotions on what you feel on the inside. So you could be in your feminine energy, and your masculine could be in his masculine energy. It's all about the way you feel. That there is a runner and a chaser, and when they're together, it's like, where did time go? It's like you look at your clock and it could be 5 o'clock, and then 10 o'clock rolls around and you feel like you just got there. That's how it feels
So
with
does
your
that
twin flame.
happen with you now? Like, do you lose track of time?
I do. I wake up in the mornings and I work, and then I'm like, where did this time go? But you got to really just value your twin flame. Always speak positively about them, because if you get, pardon my language, upset and pissed off at your twin flame, you're going to literally feel weak. You are. And they're going to run. They feel that energy. I feel like your twin flame feels your energy. You feel their energy. They go through like your wild side. I'll just tell you that. If you were wild when you were young, like I was just a partier. I wanted to go out and be the life of the party. I feel like my twin flame saved me. Does that make sense? My twin flame saved me for going down the wrong path. I could have ventured off and done something else with my life, but I want
I
to
hear
help
you.
people.
I feel like I'm saving my twin flame right now. But
I do too.
this whole thing about unconditional love, right? Now,
Right.
and also the fact that you talked about like love them no matter what, right? Like don't have that negativity. Now I get divine feminine saying, oh my god, he cheated on me, he lied to me, he's abusive. The toxic traits, which I wanted to talk about more about
Okay.
the twin flame who's in their shadow, who's toxic, who's narcissistic, who's borderline personality disorder, who's got all these traumas and triggers, and they're really nasty to you. How do you maintain that manifestation energy of love and
You pray for them. You pray that they do better. You pray that they're already doing better. Honestly, you have to, because that happens. I mean, I'm not going to say me and Philip was picture perfect by all means. We went through it too. I feel like you go through so much. You're being tested pretty much, but you go through so much, and With the narcissist toxic energy, it stems from a part of their past life traumas, I feel. That's just me. You just got to balance your energy to say, hey, I'm going to think positively. I'm not going to worry about what they're doing because they're mine. You got to know that person is yours. You have to. Because if you fear it and you block it out and you're going to stay in that toxic cycle, and trust me, I read on thousands of people through the week. I've seen so much of it, but I've brought a lot of people back into union by just giving them the examples they need and the guidance they need to get through. You got to be on top. You got to put yourself in the spotlight. You really do.
We'll talk a little bit more about like boundaries and being tested in a second, but just what you just said about um, psychics. I've worked with a few psychics, but I think that only the ones who are twin flames and are in union can read the energy clearly.
Oh yeah, you do. You receive a lot of it.
Because it's a very new, specific consciousness, right? And then regular
Mm-hmm.
psychics cannot read the twin flame dynamic. They'll think that the person's karmic, destructive, you know?
I'm going to tell you something that I've noticed and that I've grown from with this is if somebody feels they have a twin flame, that's their twin flame. They're your twin flame if you feel it. I specifically see people every day say that's not your twin flame or that's not your person. You can't I mean, you can't say that to somebody. If they feel that's their person, that's their person. But it's like, I do have psychic abilities and I know I can verify whether it is or it isn't. But you have karmics, you have twin flames, you have soulmates, which you only have one twin flame. But I feel like we're all connected spiritually. And I feel like with the narcissist and the brutal, like, energy of just being in a dark night of the soul, that's not they're facing their shadow stuff. They're not facing who they are for real. They're hiding behind a mask. They mask that energy. So if a divine feminine comes to you and they're having a hard time with their man, you're going to encourage them to do better work on themselves because they're mirroring some part of that person's past. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and it's your unresolved shadow as well. So for the feminines, it tends to be also reflecting things they need to like bolster or love more within them, the shadows within them. And I find like I don't know if you have found this with the people you work with, but like as you start to heal, you do get tested, and you might have soulmates pop in or karmics or other people. Like when you go out as a twin flame, as you start healing, people are attracted to you like moths to a flame. Like they really are.
Yes.
Do you find that?
No, I agree with you. I feel like when you're more in your union with your twin flame, like, okay, just example, me and Philip will go out on a date night. We make a date night like once a month. We have to. We have kids. So when we go out, and I'm not trying to brag on myself, but like if we're out in a group setting, all eyes are on us because they want that love and that like giddy, energy. But they can have it. That's what I try to tell everybody. When you see someone so in love, you can have that too. You just got to balance yourself and you got to believe that you are worthy of love. That's the thing I have a lot of trouble with my clients. They don't feel worthy, and they are worthy.
So do you feel everybody has a twin flame? Do you feel like everybody can meet their twin flame?
I'm going to say it like this. I feel like we were all put here on earth different. I am very psychically inclined and just my own personal beliefs. Now, this is my opinion. I feel like we all have someone. I do. I feel like we all have a twin flame. And a lot of psychics, a lot of different people don't believe that. But how do you put it like this? We have Adam and Eve in the Bible. They're twin flames, okay? They're twin flames. I try to tell everybody that. Eve was literally made from Adam's rib. But I feel like everybody has that person. I do. Yes, I do.
And so
And we
everybody
all go
has
through
the.
karmics and cycles.
So you think everybody has the ability to meet their twin flame if they believe they are worthy of love?
I do. But if you don't feel worthy of love and you fear you're never going to meet your twin flame, then you won't. Because you're letting that blockage just, you're letting that blockage interfere. You're not believing enough in yourself.
And do you feel like things are speeding up right now? Like Earth is ascending, we're going through this age of Aquarius, the solar
Um,
flares, the stuff with the
yes,
Schumann resonance of the Earth. Like, do you feel like it's getting there's more activations of twin flames right now?
I do. I do because, right now we're in Mercury. We're in two different Mercuries. We're in Jupiter retrograde and we're in Mercury retrograde, I think, until like the 15th. We have all these new moons and all these full moons, and that's the best time to connect with your twin flame if you're in separation. That's the best time to release blockages, the best time to put out your crystals. That's another thing I wanted to address. Rose quartz crystals help with twin flames. I feel like they bring their energy in, like you can just feel their energy through the crystals. Yes, see? Yes. So
I have a huge
I
rose
always wear
quartz
crystals too.
in my bedroom. I have a huge rose quartz there.
So we're on psychic with twin flames and soulmates and my own psychic abilities. Like I have the ability to feel a lot of emotion when I'm on the phone with someone or when I'm doing a reading. I feel their emotions, and right now I can tell you a lot of twin flames are going to come back into union before the end of the year because a lot of twin flames have been putting in a lot of work.
And then this whole thing about unconditional love, but what about boundaries? What about do you need boundaries so that you know you have a sense of self love or worth? Like,
Yes.
what?
It's a step by step process. And it's not going to happen overnight, but I can tell you this. When you start somewhere, doing what you love to do, I think all of us are creative. We all have psychic abilities. That's my opinion. But when you start writing down step by step, like a guide on healing or a guide on journaling, scripting, I script all the time, and a lot of twin flames do. Um, Envision your life with your person as you already have it. That's what you got to do. Because I know I am from a small town and I am a country girl, but I already see my future. I already know that I'm going to have a breakthrough in life and that I'm always going to be happy and content with the love of my life. That's how I see it. I know we're going to raise our kids, our grandkids, and etc. But just know that you have to follow a step by step process in a twin flame journey, y'all. Seriously, like I know a lot of you all want your twin flames, but you really do have to put in that energy and that time to heal and love yourself. It's so important because when you do this, you're going to come back into union faster. You'll start having dreams about your twin flame. You'll see all the signs every day. I have a lot of clients say, "Well, I see signs all the time, but I don't know why. Like nothing's happening." Nothing's happening because you're not doing the work you're supposed to be doing to heal.
I found that as well. Like I was doing so much work. I do the journaling. I do millions of things actually. It's
Mm-hmm.
almost like a full time job, and I wasn't seeing the reflection change. But sometimes you don't see it change till later. It takes a while. I'm seeing the reflection change now, finally, after like 11 months, 10 months. But sometimes you just have to keep. It's like having blind faith, isn't it? And knowing
It
and
is.
seeing.
You feel like crap. Like your body goes through so much change. You'll even look different when you're in your dark night of the soul energy. But when you come out of that, honey, you look fabulous. Like when you heal and put in the work, you look amazing. It's just attractive because you feel better about yourself and your person. That's when I feel like your person starts chasing, is when you are doing all this work. They watch you. Just know they watch you all the time. They have means. I'm telling you.
There comes a stage where finally the obsession goes. Finally it goes. And you start reverting back on yourself and living your life and feeling amazing. Absolutely all on top of the world, right? I agree. And I think I went from like looking like really crap to now where people think I'm much younger than my actual age, which is great. I want to move
Right. No, I agree.
I want to move on to this thing whole about following your own guidance because a lot of us contact obviously psychics and tarot readers because we're lost, we're confused. During this journey, you literally become insane. So how can we like
You do.
guide ourselves to our own inner guidance as well?
I'm going to tell you something. I feel like it's important for all twin flames because they're spiritual. They're spiritual beings. That's what I feel. We're spiritual beings. We're twin flames. We understand each other. And I feel like I attract a lot of twin flames because I am a twin flame. But the thing is each twin flame needs a tarot deck. Okay? This is just my personal opinion because this is how I started doing a lot of my reflection and how I got into this. We'll talk about, but you're creative when you're healing. You're creative, you become more psychically inclined. But my point is, I feel like we all need guidance through our spirits. So when you go and get that deck, and a lot of people say, well, don't you have to be gifted a tarot deck? No, 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 no. You follow your intuition and what your heart feels. We can't worry about what everybody else thinks. We worry about what we think. But go get you a deck and start pulling you a card daily, even if it's an affirmation deck, just to get that mindset of, okay, I'm on my journey, I'm starting my journey, and today I'm going to start journaling, I'm going to start waking up being happy and reflecting on everything. That's how I got started with balancing and learning about twin flames and journeys and tarot and everything. So
And what about this?
that's my opinion.
Some people say that doing tarot readings or watching these sort of things or psychics is chasing energy. What do you think about that?
Okay, I feel like it's really not, and I'm just going to say this. If you are doing tarot readings consistently and you're worried more about your twin than you are yourself, that becomes an issue. But when you do them, a couple times a month or, a few times a week, or you're getting them on your TikToks or your For You pages, you know which ones are for you. You're going to connect with them. That to me says you're kind of understanding where your twin flame is, and I okay, and that things are going divinely as planned. But to me, I feel like we all need that self love first and that guidance. So that's why I said it's important to get your own spiritual deck so you can start learning about you and your twin flame through your spirits.
What about like all these differing opinions on the origins of twin flames and the teachers out there? There's people who say that twin flames are not meant to be in union; they just trigger you to grow and heal. Like, what is your perception on all of that?
Okay, my perception on it and my perspective on it is that if, like I said, if you're not putting in the work to heal yourself and you are just in this funky energy all the time of being negative, you're not going to come into union with your twin flame. That's just how I feel. It'll be in another life because you're not taking the time to learn about who you are as a person, and you're not taking the time to reflect on everything you need to reflect on. So I feel like a lot of twin flames will come into union. A lot of twin flames will split up, get back together, split up, get back together. And when that happens, it happens because they have not learned lessons yet. And I try to explain that to people. And they're like, well, what's their lesson? And I'm like, well, what do you feel your lesson is? Because there's something you're not learning either. But you just got a script and you got to listen to your spirits. They talk through your mind. So you just got to pay attention to the. I'm going to tell you, I've unlocked my whole life with this stuff. It's amazing. You're going to feel, you too, as a twin flame, you're going to feel so much better when you start figuring out the pieces of your twin flame journey and where you're meant to be. You are. So I believe that we all have a twin flame. I believe that we do come into union with them when we do the work and when we're at our highest vibration. I do not feel we come into union with our twin flames when we're negative. No, I don't.
Thank
I
you.
don't.
And then, how has like union changed everything for you? Like, how is your life
Oh, goodness.
now?
This has brought out the best of me, to be honest. It's taught me how to respect people. It's taught me how to be compassionate to others. It's taught me so much about myself that I never really knew. You know, I always knew I was a caring, empathic person and very intuitive, but it's opened me up to a whole new world. Like, I had a fear of dying before when I was younger. Like, I was always scared. I'm not scared to die now because I know I've seen it. We all go to a place of happiness. It's just happiness, pure peace. So that was like one of the biggest fears I had in my twin flame journey. What if something happened to my twin flame or what? There's a lot of questions, but you just got to connect to your spirits and listen. You are the creator of your own reality. You are. You hold the key to your life. All right. You can unlock your life by believing in spirits and your twin flame.
So,
You can.
um,
It's just made me a better person. That's all. Like, it's made me feel confident. It's made me feel beautiful. It's made me feel like I'm worthy. Like, I can have so much more in life than just what I settled for, honestly. You know?
are there any final advice, tips, and resources that you'd recommend before we do a little mini reading and give information how to book with you? Like, is there any final
Yeah,
tips that you've got?
absolutely. I'm sorry, I'm a little nervous. But the best advice I can give all twin flames is to not give up on your person, because I never gave up on Philip ever. We are going strong. We've been in union for 9 years. We have two beautiful kids. We're getting our first home together. We just bought our first house, and we're starting our journey. And it's like, just never give up that hope and never give up on you. When you feel like you're lost or you feel like you're down, just know your twin flame is feeling the same way. So, what are we going to do to raise that vibration? What are we going to do? We're going to change it, and we're going to start being positive and happy. And I know it's not easy, but you've got to start somewhere. Because when you raise that vibration, you're going to come into union so much faster with your person. I promise. But I do have a TikTok. Um, it's Maggie Shalene Tarot, and there is a lot of fake accounts made on me, so please be aware. I have a link tree. I never reach out for readings first,
We'll
so
put all the links in the comment section below so that everyone's got the links to your Instagram, your YouTube channel, and your TikTok, which has got over 150 something thousand followers. It's like amazing. And you've got also links to book with you. It's very easy. You can book a
yeah, it's
time.
easy.
Yeah,
I have everything in my link tree on TikTok. It's very easy. I'm actually getting ready to make a new Instagram only because I want to reflect more on self love and guidance for twin flames. So I'll be posting that soon. But yeah, this journey has just awakened me. And all I want to do now is help twin flames come together. So that's what I'm here for. I'm your girl if you need guidance with that. I also am grateful for all of you guys. I have met so many people around the world, and I've connected with so many wonderful people just like myself. And that's another thing on your twin flame journey while you're healing. You will attract so many people into your life. It's amazing. It really is.
and I find generally the twin flame community is such a nice, loving, very spiritual,
It
very
is.
spiritually connected community too, and very like yeah, interesting, and
It is.
lots of creative gifts they have as well. Actually,
You will pull out more of your psychic gifts because I believe everybody's psychic. I do. I do. I believe everybody has the ability to do what I do. I believe everybody has that like creative energy about them. Like when I got into this journey, and we'll have to do this again so we can talk more about things. But
with your partner hopefully, and then get the divine
yes,
masculine perspective.
yes, we are just alike. We are happy, and it's just we don't fake our love. You know how you see a lot of people have like Facebook relationships, but you know, like outside of that, that they really don't have a relationship. Like I think people put a mirror up to that perfect relationship, but and I'm not judging. Don't think I'm judging. I'm just saying I wish we could see more of compassion and love in this world because there's too much hate, you know. And that's what I'm here for. I want to change the world with my heart. I do. And I want to bring all people together, whether it's twin flame soulmates, whether it's, just friends and friendship, because we all need that support. We all need to be loved and respected. And that's another one of my gifts is it's not just about the twin flames, it's about the compassion I can give to you and the guidance I can give to you to help you on your journey. So
Wonderful.
you're just going to be creative. You'll come into this creative energy. I've made 7 tarot decks. Being on this journey, I've poured my heart and soul and spirits into them, and I have them on Etsy. If you all want to check out my Etsy, you can see them. This is a tarot, a beginner's tarot deck, and I have a twin flame new oracle that I made. This connects to feelings. Now, it's crucial a little bit, but there's a lot of love in it too because we have to understand everybody goes through emotions. We can be hateful, we can be shameful, we can be, just like I put in the cards, depression, blockages. There's so much of it, but you'll understand it when you start learning it. So Yeah, you can get with me on TikTok and follow me on there.
So shall we do a little mini reading for
We
twin
can.
flames?
Yes,
Current
let's do that.
current
Let's
energy,
do.
whatever.
Yes, so I'll just give you some guidance on your twin flame journey. So if you're a twin flame or you feel you're a twin flame, go on ahead and connect. And when I say that, it's just think of them, but have no bad energy towards them. Just meditate. Oh my goodness, look, twin flame card, the first card when I split the deck. So we're going to take it. Just connect to them, feel their energy, and just know as a twin flame that you are loved, you are protected, you are guided. Be open to receiving it. Just be open. All right. So, spirits, angels, guides, with this twin flame journey, to the people that are watching this that are twin flames, that are in separation and not in union, what can we tell them? What guidance can we give them about their twin flame? Okay. So, the guidance that I'm getting right now is we have to not block out our feelings. Okay? We got the Magician in reverse. That is a major arcana. What that means is we got to make different choices on manifesting our twin flame. To me, I feel like your twin flame has been thinking about you a lot, but they're still in that energy to where they're having a hard time coming forward. Okay? They're like alone and they're trying to set better boundaries for themselves and stay strong. This is emotional, but they still have those blockages. So what you need to do for your twin flame is pray for them because they're still in that dark night of the soul energy. You've made a big impact on this person's life already. I can tell that you all have a lot of chemistry, a lot of, a lot of love there, a lot of emotion. And I feel like you all are a mirror of each other. We got the moon. The moon is like a mirroring. It's like holding a mirror in front of you. You could be dreaming about this person. They could be dreaming about you. But I still feel like there's a lot of anxiety. All right. It's like they are going to come through and be honest about their feelings after they work on these blockages. And what I'm seeing was you all were in a past life together. This is somebody from your past or your past life. Spirits are saying here that you all are going to come into reconciliation when it's least expected. So don't fixate on a time frame. I'm going to tell you that too, because you could see specific numbers and dates and signs from your twin flame. You could see their name on this day. I do give dates, but when I give them, it's all about what you've seen in that day. If it was something you felt pulled towards them or you've seen them, so what I can say here is that you're going to be in union with your twin flame because we got the sun, and the sun is content, happy energy. It's a family. It's having that family together. You all will come into balance, but pray for them right now. Okay, I am getting twin flame 1111, and that does mean you all are mirrored souls, and you all have a lot of passion for each other. So you all are going to be gravitated back to each other, but they're still working on blockages. Give them time. Keep praying for them. Keep sending positive love and light to them. You don't want to be angry at your twin flame. I know a lot of people are angry with their twin flames. I can feel it. But you don't want to be angry with them. You want to stay as positive as you can because they can feel it. And that's when they'll start changing. So now I just want to do a little mini read on their feelings and see what they're feeling for you right now in this moment. What is your twin flame feeling? And I feel a lot of your all's twin flames have went into ghost mode. And we didn't get to talk about that. So when you go into ghost mode, it's not because they wanted to ghost you. It's because seeing you hurt seeing you does something to them. It's like their whole body gets chills. It's like they are ashamed because they have been in ghost mode, but they still love you and they still have a gravitational pull towards you. Another thing I wanted to address before I do these emotions is that if you've not met your twin flame yet and you feel them and you have dreams about them, don't ever doubt it. You all will meet. You all will come into union. You'll know. You'll feel it. All right? All right. So, with or without a person, all right, I'm going to do emotions of what they are feeling. So, let's see. we got the heartbroken card. So a lot of this is they're broken. They are saying, I'm heartbroken over this situation. My heart needs time. I'm sorry I broke your heart. And a lot of you all could be dealing with, third party situations. That could be influencers. That could be karmics. We do, okay, our twin flame does go through karmic cycles, guys. They literally could date somebody else, but it's a lesson they needed to learn with that person. Does that make sense? But they're always going to come back to us. All right. A lot of them have seducing on their mind. We have got, I want to seduce you. The intimate connection we share is unbreakable. It's passionate. I'm craving you. Whew, that gave me chills. But I had to learn a lesson. So I'm learning my lessons. I'm ending some sort of cycle. And when I say karmic, I don't necessarily mean like it could be a karmic. It could just mean karma that they're going through. Um, but it's taught them a lesson. So they have been taught a major lesson here, and you just give this person an energy rush. Like, you give me an energy rush. I've never felt a love like ours. You speed my heart up, and it's a rush of energy I've never felt. But I need this a long time right now to really reflect. I'm going to surprise you. That's what I'm getting. So a lot of you all are going to get gifts from your person. It could be like a knock on your door. It can be them email and texting is what I'm hearing intuitively. But let go. All right, and allow it to come in naturally. That's what spirits is saying to you. They haven't let go of you, but they are letting go of the animosity. They're wanting to let go of all the past hurt, everything they've put you through, vice versa. Okay? A lot of you all, I'm hearing you will find a feather. It could be black or white, and this is going to be your sign that they're near. All right? So that's what I got. I hope that helped you. I hope that that gave you some guidance on what's to come in your twin flame journey with your person. Just
Maggie,
work on.
I love your TikTok channel, and you do. I think you
Yeah.
do readings every day or something. But like all of your readings are always on point and accurate where I am. So it's Maggie Shalene Tarot on TikTok, YouTube, and IG. I'll put all the links underneath. But are there any other like farewell comments before you leave? Because we've had such a great conversation, but we'll have to have a part two. But is there
We
anything?
do. We have to have a part two because I feel like there's so much more I want to express, but I'm going to write it all down and then express it next time. um, basically, I just want to say you're loved. You're gifted. You're protected. Always know that. Always know you have your spirit guides right here. If you're having a hard time connecting to your spiritual team, meditate. All right, say, what is your names? Come forward to me. Help me connect with my twin flame. All right, a lot of you all will hear music. A lot of you all will hear so much telepathic energy. Write it down. Journal it. You'll have dreams about them. It's just important to know that twin flame journeys are, a lot of people title it, it's never easy, but it's the most beautiful thing when you come into union because everybody wants that relationship in love. And it's just like this epiphany. It's like you go through this epiphany and then boom, it's magical.
And then
So
it's
I'm going
worth
to say,
it's
oh,
worth
go ahead.
it's worth it after all the effort and the
Huh?
energy. It's worth it after you put all that effort and
It
energy.
is. Listen, guys, it is worth it. I can tell you, me and my husband, we went through a divorce. We got remarried. We have two kids. We are in sync with each other's energy. We finish each other's sentences. We were total opposite, and opposites do attract in twin flames. They do because you bring out specific characters and things that the other person likes. It's a lot. It really is. But opposites do attract. They do. And the reason I know he is my twin flame is because my heart hurts when I'm not around him. And it is a codependent relationship. You do get codependent with that person. But I can feel when he's sick. I can feel when something's going to happen. Like, I just know, and you will too. You will gain more psychic abilities in your twin flame journey than you would have ever imagined in your life. And I think that my gifts was to help twin flames come into union. I do. A lot of them.
I mean, I have felt lots of stuff with my twin flame when he's going through lots of things. And currently on
Mm-hmm.
I have a WhatsApp group, and a lot of the divine feminines are saying, the masculines are very angry right now, and they're feeling their anger come to the surface. I have felt that
Mm-hmm.
too, but yeah, and a lot of them are going through their like dark night of soul as well. I find right now, lots of masculines are waking up.
They are. I feel that. I feel like a lot of masculines are going through their dark night of the soul right now because the feminines are going through more of a transformation.
Yeah, finally getting into their
Yeah.
good points, finally getting into high
Yes.
vibration and doing their life
Yes.
purpose and kicking some butt.
Yes. I just want to touch the world with my story and my journey and have a little bit of hope and inspiration in theirs, because it does work out, guys. It does. You may go through many years trying to be with this person. And it does break my heart when twin flames are in separation, but it's really a beautiful thing because in the end, you're going to be with that person. So why sit there and worry about it? That's what I say. Focus on you. It's going to come in unexpectedly when divine timing is aligned. And no, divine timing ain't about a date or a number. It's about when you put in the work and when you're doing the work, your twin flame is going to see that and they're just going to see, oh my goodness, like, they're going to be like, it's going to be like an aha moment. Like, you're changing. Everything about you is changing. Your looks, your body. You want to work out more. You want to look sexy. You want to go places. You want to get out. When you're going through a dark night of the soul, you don't want to do shit. You want, sorry, pardon my language, but you just want to sit at home and not do nothing but feel sorry for yourself. That's it.
I
You
feel
know?
like your twin flame almost pushes you to smash those old programs and those fears and those things that box you in to live small so you can live big, so you can live your purpose. They really challenge you to like catapult ahead in your
They do.
divinity and your life, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that is just such a gift. And the pain that comes, it's your pain and it's worth healing it.
It is, and I want to say express this before we end this. We'll have to do another one, but pay attention to angel numbers and spiritual birds, butterflies, anything you feel animal connected, because those are signs from your person too. A lot of people are like, well, how is that? Well, when you see a bird, you're going to get a message about them, or something, you're going to be receiving something, like something is going to happen. When you get a butterfly, you're changing, you're going through transformation, but you're one step closer to getting into union when you feel like you have helped so many people and you feel like you are just a goddess or a god. I mean, you just feel it, you feel it. You feel the power of God through you. You really do. You do. And I think that everybody just needs to love each other and respect each other because that's what this world needs. We need more twin flames in union to show the world how beautiful a twin flame journey can be. And I feel like mine's very touching because we've been through so much together, but we love each other unconditionally. And I couldn't picture my life without him now. I couldn't.
So I want to end with saying love wins and may God bless your unions.
Amen. Amen.
Thank you very
Thank
much,
you.
Maggie. And we'll look forward to a part two.
Absolutely. I can't wait. God bless you guys, and I hope you all have a magical day.